my team that I was I was hoping the Jets would go after Deshaun Watson at one point.
Yeah.
Significantly, because he's a tremendous face of that city and the franchise, and he has been a model community member outwardly. And, of course, his play on the field has been unrivaled in many different ways. Jets are definitely not in the running for Deshaun Watson now, even though they've already traded away Sam Darnold. They have made their maneuver. Dolphins have made their maneuver. So, I mean, any sort of leverage that Deshaun Watson could have had to get out of Houston is history. That is long gone. And the takers are moving on elsewhere. As Joe Douglas, the general manager of the New York Jets, met yesterday with the media writ large after trading away Sam Darnold for a 6 this year and a 2 and a 4 next year, and sitting there second overall. The first question asked of Joe Douglas was the obvious one, and the answer confirmed everybody's beliefs. Roll it.
Limb here and say that it sounds like you're pretty locked in on a quarterback at number 2. Is that fair? And to follow on that, would you consider moving down if someone came to you with an attractive trade offer?
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment to say, Rich. I think based on the decision we made yesterday, you can kind of see the direction we're heading. When it comes to pick 2, obviously never say never. Like I've said to you guys in the past, I'll always answer the phone if it's ringing.
Yep, he will always answer the phone if it's ringing. I don't know who's calling him for Zach Wilson right now because it's going to be Zach Wilson. I don't know who's calling for Zach. They're going to have to offer something. Well, you saw what the 49ers offered to the Miami Dolphins and then some. Certainly now the fact that Sam Darnold's gone. Nobody's calling the Jets. Even Ian Rappaport said that a few people were calling him. My colleague from the NFL Media Group, few people were calling him. I even heard the Niners never called the Jets. I know Peter King reported earlier, on this show, he said a couple days ago that the Niners did. He heard they did. I heard they didn't. Be that as it may, Sam Darnold's a Carolina Panther, and it was the right move to do. Certainly with the Jets deciding second overall is going to be a quarterback. It had nothing to do with anything except for the fact that last year's disaster left them second overall. They have an opportunity to get somebody who they were definitely going to take, which made Sam Darnold expendable on the spot. Mike?
13-14. We wouldn't be having this conversation. I think the unique nature of where we are in the draft, picking number 2 overall, and ultimately we just decided that taking a quarterback at number 2 and keeping Sam would not be the best decision for the entire organization. The two quarterbacks, the coach and the coaching staff, and the locker room. So after a lot of discussion, that was the decision that was made.
Okay, so now we knew the number 1 overall pick wasn't going to be controversial. We knew it was going to be Trevor Lawrence. That's why I was wearing a Trevor Lawrence wig on NFL Game Day morning last December. That's why I was pounding the table all year long for the Jets to never win a game. The fact that they actually won a game, actually 2 games in a row, now leaves them in a position of being second overall, not first overall, and they love their guy, Zach Wilson. That is a fact. That is who they're going to take. We all know it's 1 and 2. There's no more drama now atop the draft. Now that leaves the 49ers sitting there at 3 on the clock, and let that speculation begin. I have a feeling we will not know going into that draft week. There'll be a good sense draft week. It's going to be this. Right now, mark it down, Chris. Mark it down right here. Just let it be known between on the first week of April, okay? As of tomorrow, we'll be 1 week into April. Just write it down. It's Mac Jones. Everybody says it's Mac Jones. Everyone believes it's Mac Jones. It's got to be Mac Jones because why? He's the most ready. He's a pro-ready guy. He's the guy that could actually fit in the Shanahan system. He could do X, Y, and Z as if Trey Lance and Justin Fields would crap out in that system. It makes honestly, right now, it's Mac Jones. I would basically, just having seen everything, there will be a time between now and then where it's not going to be Mac Jones. It's going to be somebody else. and maybe part of that will be speculation fueled as to who is trying to trade with the Atlanta Falcons right now.
So when is that going to come?
I don't know.
Like
I
the
can't
Monday
tell.
before the draft?
No, I think it's going to come in the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
There's no pro days that are going to be leaping out. Everybody's had their pro days.
No.
Next week is when there's a medical check. Okay, we might find out that Mac Jones had some sort of a cracked toe when he was 7 years old. Like that's what we're gonna.
That stuff does come up, by the way. It's insane.
I don't know. And then you hear Chris Collinsworth, who was on his podcast with Richard Sherman of Pro Football Focus, say there's no way in God's name. He actually invoked the all-knowing. I think the whole big one writ large, not the NFL gods.
Just
okay,
me, yeah.
That there's no way the Niners traded up to 3 with all of those picks for Mac Jones. And I think you're going to hear more about all of that. It really is now. What are the 49ers going to do? The Jets have removed themselves. And then, like I said, I thought there would be something between then and now, or now and then, between now and the draft that'll make me, nervous about whether the Jets are really going to go through with all of this. I think this is part of Joe Douglas saying, I got it. This is our guy. Sam's out. This is our guy. We're in. We're focused. What do we got coming up in the second round? Who wants who wants what? You know what I mean? What are we going to take later in the first round with Seattle's pick?
So crazy.
Like, this is where we're focused. This is what we're going to do right now to help out Zach Wilson. This is how they're working. And there will be still that hitch in my giddy up and little pit in the stomach of all Jet fans as Roger Goodell reads out the card that it's going to be something other than Zach Wilson's name coming out, as if this kid from BYU is all that. We're already bought. All Jet fans are bought in. So let's remove Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson. What did the 49ers think? What were they thinking? What are they thinking? I don't believe we're going to have that answer. Draft day may be like, draft week, it's definitely Mac Jones. Between now and that week, there will be a spark for Trey Lance or Justin Fields.
Yeah, maybe Fields is the...
But all 3 of them have their issues, flags, whatever. So all 3 of them can have a case built in for it, like to the 49ers saying, you traded all that for this guy? Oh, my gosh. What is in the minds of the 49ers and their intelligentsia and their organization? That is now officially the number 1 question about the NFL draft. Because what are the Jets do with Darnold? What are they going to do with the second overall pick? That's off the board. Remove it. It's now about the 49ers. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.